Hi there, welcome back to AutoNet. So today I want to talk a little bit about the Cedar charting library. So Cedar is an open source charting library that's available on the Esri's GitHub site. And what it basically does is it will take a feature service and behind the scenes perform the query statistics on that feature service and then convert that data into a schema that can be understood by a charting library. So the current Cedar documentation is a little bit outdated at the moment. Cedar just has some current updates, and you can actually see what the new charts are going to look like under the Ember CLI Cedar library, because that's where these have been updated to reflect some of these updates that are already done. Cedar is now working with AM charts as the output charting library, and you can see some pretty interesting examples here of how you create the JSON schema that you're going to feed into Cedar, and you just you tell it that you want to create a series chart and then give it the categories, the values for the results that are going to be coming out, and it'll handle all the rest. So AM charts is a pretty nice library. It's pretty handy. It's got some nice UI effects and everything like that, so you can go ahead and play around with this and get some pretty nice charts out there. Like I said, Cedar is available on the Esri GitHub org. One thing with Cedar though is that its main use right now is with open data. So the feature services that it works with are not secured. So it doesn't really work right now with secure services. It doesn't have a way to do the OAuth and everything. So what you can do though is if you want to use Cedar inside your own organization, you could set it up to do that. So what I did here is I took a sample from the ArcGIS JavaScript API that just shows how you can do OAuth, and I just modified it a little bit. So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm following the sample. I'm going to log into my portal. I'm going to create my portal, load it. It's going to log me in. I have a little button to log me in, and once I've logged in, I'm going to create my feature layer here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and load my layer. Once I've loaded my layer, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create my chart now. So I'm going to create my Cedar chart. But then when I create my data set that's going to be given to Cedar, I give it my URL, and I'm going to go ahead and replace HTTP with HTTPS in this case, because I need it to be able to work that way. And when you load the layer, it's already going to get set up. It's going to have a credential already on it. So I'm going to pass the token of that credential to the token property of the query that I'm giving to Cedar. And Cedar, what you do is you're going to define your statistics. So I'm going to have a group by field. It's going to be country. I'm going to have some out statistics. I'm just going to summarize it. And the out statistics field I'm going to give it a name is going to be the net change. And the field name is total change. All right, so I'm using that. And then you provide some mappings here. So I'm going to say I'm going to sort on that total change field. And the X value is going to be based on the country, give it a label. The Y value is going to be based on the total change variable that's coming back, right? And this is my summary that I created for my statistics here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and apply that data set to my Cedar chart, and I'm going to go ahead and show it on my map. Then when I mouse over it, there's some other stuff here. Then when I mouse over that chart, I'm going to go ahead and call a function to let me highlight the features on the map. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the marker symbol for the features that coincide with the data on my map. It's just a nice little interaction I added there. So here's my sample. I know it says sign in to see live traffic. That just came from the original sample itself. I didn't feel like updating it. So I'm going to go ahead and sign into my organization account. And here is my map. My map gets loaded. And now here's my chart. So this chart now coincides with data on the map. This is migration data in Europe. So we have about a little over minus 200,000 in Ukraine. And you can see that because I sorted the chart, I get this cool looking bar chart here. And we have a migration gain in the UK of like about 400,000. So that's how you can go ahead and you can use secure services with your with Cedar if you want to add some charts to your apps for your organization. Thank you.